Hi, I'm Leslie Turner, a lecturer in evolution at the University of Bath, and I'm going to talk to you today about speciation. One of the key questions asked by evolutionary biologists is, how do new species arise? The title of Charles Darwin's famous book was On the Origin of Species, but Darwin focused on adaptation, or changes in species through time, and did not really explain how one species splits into two, a process called speciation. For example, what caused the single kind of finch that first arrived in the Galapagos to evolve into the diversity of Darwin's finches around today? Since Darwin's time, we have learned a lot about the ecological and evolutionary forces causing speciation and the underlying genetic mechanisms. And we are continuing to learn exciting new things about speciation using genomics in natural populations. So what makes a new species? Under the widely used biological species concept, species are groups of actually or potentially interbreeding natural populations which are reproductively isolated from other such groups. This means that speciation is equivalent to the evolution of reproductive isolation. That is, when different types can no longer breed, or the hybrid offspring they produce have problems with surviving or reproducing. That is why all breeds of dogs, even those very different in size and shape, belong to the same species, because they can still interbreed. On the other hand, some organisms that look identical to us, including pairs of fruit flies and roundworms, have been different species unable to breed for hundreds of thousands or even millions of years. There are many types of reproductive isolation, including barriers that happen before or after mating takes place. Some examples of premating isolation are differences in flowering time between plants, which prevents exchange of pollen, and differences in song between birds. Females will only mate with males that have the right song. Post-mating isolation includes the inability to produce hybrid offspring or problems in hybrids. For example, mules are sterile hybrid offspring of a female horse and a male donkey. Ligers are hybrids with tiger mothers and lion fathers. Male ligers are completely sterile, and females only rarely can produce offspring. So, why do these reproductive barriers evolve? In many cases, when populations are split by geographic barriers, differences preventing breeding build up over time. For example, during ice ages, glaciers cover large areas of land, preventing interaction between groups on either side. In southwest Canada, many pairs of bird species have hybrid zones in the same valley, which was once glaciated. Now the separated groups have come back into contact. They can produce hybrid offspring, but have evolved enough that these hybrids cannot survive as well as their parents. They are now separate species. Geographic separation is not necessary for speciation. Sometimes speciation can occur incredibly rapidly because of ecological opportunity. Variation in available habitat allows organisms to make a living in many different ways. For example, there are about 500 species of cichlid fish in Lake Victoria in Africa, which all evolved from a single common ancestor since the lake was dry just 12,400 years ago. The fish take advantage of the many types of habitat in lake and differ remarkably in body size, shape, and color. Differences in jaw shape are associated with different diets. Different colors are visible depending on depth and water clarity. Females use color in mate choice, causing premating behavioral isolation between species. These so-called adaptive radiations of cichlids in Lake Victoria and other East African lakes are the most striking examples of rapid speciation. So thank you for listening to me tell you a little bit more about speciation today.